Hello everyone, Derek Stam Toys, and we are back with another action figure review. Today we've got the From the Vault Elite Series 6 ringside exclusive Cactus Jack, and well, I'm fairly excited as someone who never owned this Cactus Jack to actually have something similar to the original one, if not maybe even better than the original one in my honest and humble opinion. But yeah, I really love what they're doing with this series. If you've been an avid follower of the channel, you would know that this and the other one I got are my first two From the Vault figures. So this is going to be kind of a nice little change up here on the action figure side of things. I really love the retro style packaging they've got for this as well. But honestly, enough said. Why don't I shut the hell up and we can get into this action figure review and get Cactus Jack up out of his plastic prison now, shall we? Alrighty you guys, after a nice little funny fuck up, I guess you could say, we are finally getting into this action figure review. First things first, I accidentally hit stop recording, so I got a little bit of editing to do here with all this shish. But we got him out of his plastic prison, and as you can see, he comes with a plethora of accessories. So far, just taking him out of the box, Cactus Jack may be one of the top, at least top 5 figures of the year so far for me here in 2025, and he's a later release, so that's definitely got some high standards. But at least as far as elites go, the accessories are already carrying this one alone. 3 different sets of interchangeable hands, 3 different weapons, and 2 different sets of cloth goods. Why don't we get into all that accessory talk, starting first things first. One of his sets of interchangeable hands being the weapon / mic holding hands. That's how he's going to hold all of his weapons and stuff of that nature. You've got his bang bang hands, so then he can hit his nice little bang bang entrance talk. I want to say they actually sculpted the fingernails on this one, which is actually kind of a neat detail. I don't think they did that before. But then you've also got the punch hands, the set of fist hands, as I like to call them. You've got the stop sign here. Not the first time in the line for the stop sign, but this is probably a little bit better than the original stop sign. I will say it is all white on the back, just in case y'all were wondering. We've got a softer feeling set of handcuffs. Now, from someone who owns multiple of the Mattel handcuffs, I can tell you those are some better feeling ones, though they're not stretchy like they used to be to fit around the hands, because we can just now take them off and put the handcuffs on. And then we also get, I think this is the first time in the line, kind of, we've got a 2x4 wrapped in barbed wire. Don't know what the fuck I was about to say a second ago, but yes, if you are wondering, the barbed wire is removable, though have fun taking this shit off and then putting it back on here. Can't imagine it's going to be the prettiest thing, because I started to and I instantly regretted it. So I would say don't do it, but it is removable. I want to say it's the same barbed wire that comes wrapped around Sandman, so do with that what you will. Of course, we've got the Wanted Dead or Alive Cactus Jack shirt, sleeveless and also Velcro, so it's easy to put onto other figures that are Cactus Jack related maybe. Or maybe just anyone that you want to put that shirt on. And then you've got this, which might be one of my favorite accessories, and that is the red flannel that's sleeveless here. So he can wear it down to the ring, maybe get attacked, wear it during the match. Now I want to say this is kind of similar to the one that came on Brock Lesnar, and that 3-pack from Amazon that came out so many like years ago, I think like 2 years ago actually. So it's really not that much, but in my head it was a long time. But anywho, with all that being said, why don't we get into this Cactus Jack figure now that we've gone like through all the accessories and stuff of that nature. Now I want to say this is a retake on the original Cactus Jack head scan that came on this figure that it's re-impersonating. I do like it a lot, though I understand why people keep making so many emo Mick Foley memes. He looks like he's gonna scream bang bang and then maybe jump off the like apron screaming reverberate or some shit like that. I don't know, he's just kind of got this sad boy aura with like mascara on. I can't really explain it too well. I'm still not hating on it, but even from afar, like behind this camera, it still looks just a tad bit odd. We've got the same torso and formula for the rest of the Mick Foley that came in the 3 faces of Foley, though this respectfully should have probably been that 3rd face of Foley instead of the one we got, though I do like having the one we got because I do own that 3-pack, so we can do a little comparison later. This one, he does have the scar on the arm. He's also got white wrist tape. Nothing else on the other arm necessarily. Got the double jointed elbows though, that's always going to be a nice touch. You've got Cactus written down on both sides, no jack though. He does have some pretty smooth kick forward along with a nice buttery smooth double jointed knee, at least for the most part buttery smooth. That was a little bit of a tussle there, but it's really not that bad, honestly. I'm enjoying this a little bit more than the 3 faces of Foley Cactus Jack. Of course, you've got the newer boot mold, so it does rotate. And then we've got the beautifulness of the ankle/boot rotation. I do love the way these boots look too. Pretty much the same boots that you get on the WCW 3 faces of Foley 3-pack Cactus Jack. But this one is a lot darker compared to that one. And I mean, with that being said, we can kind of get into the comparisons now if you want to. Why don't we do that, shall we? Alrighty, you guys. Now that we've got them out, we can do the action figure comparison with Cactus Jack, Mankind, and Dude Love, aka the 4 faces of Foley, including Mick himself in a way, because that is damn near close enough to a Mick Foley that you're going to get. So I don't think they're ever realistically gonna give us like a WrestleMania 22 Mick Foley or something of that nature, and even if they have, I don't really recall it. So, not to tune my own stupidity here, but the reason why I said earlier what I said was because this is like pre-bicep like cut era Mick Foley, right? If you do recall what I said earlier, Mankind here has the bicep cut. This Mick Foley has the bicep cut. Technically, Dude Love would have the bicep cut, but for this gimmick, he went out of his way to paint over the bicep cut and put a heart there. So you've got your more modern faces of Foley here, and then you have this like retro throwback version of Mick Foley here. All 3 faces of Foley not looking bad for the collection, but I'm definitely happy I picked up this more modern Mick Foley. And I will say, though he doesn't have the bicep cut, I do kind of want to see what that head scan and that like the accessories look like on the retro version of Mick Foley there. So why don't we check that out now? Alrighty, now that you can see it, you've got the barbed wire 2x4 there. You got the t-shirt and the jacket put onto the retro jack with the new head scan, and honestly it looks really damn cool. I'm actually digging this look very much. Sadly he does not have the bicep cut though, but worst case, could spend like another $20 to $30 and get that there and swap it onto this one over here, and this would be like a nice secondary attire for Cactus Jack in the Fed if you guys have a pig Fed or you just want the look. But enough said, why don't we get Cactus Jack rebuilt real quick? We can get him into his final pose and we can just kind of talk about our final thoughts on Cactus Jack. Alrighty, you guys. Now that we've got Mick Foley, or well, Cactus Jack, whatever the fuck you want to call him, in his final pose, he's hitting Triple H with that barbed wire 2x4, and honestly, I am super ecstatic with this figure at the end of the day, from all the accessories to how well it poses compared to some of the other Mick Foley-esque characters I have. This is definitely one of the best, if not the best, Mick Foley / Cactus Jack figure out there, even probably beating the original one from back in the day. Unless you're gonna nostalgia bias me, then you might say that one still is. But realistically, at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, on a scale of 1 to 10, honestly, I may be running it a little risky here, but I'm gonna have to give this man a good solid 9.6 out of 10. And that's just because of how damn well this figure poses, on top of the look. Like, the whole aesthetic of this figure is pretty damn top notch in my opinion. And like, yeah, you may have your issues with the head scan, but honestly I don't really have that much of an issue with it. You may, but I don't, and that's why I rank this as one of the highest ranked figures I've ever probably ranked. Realistically, I don't think I've gone too much higher than a 9.6, and that's just because I will never give a figure a good solid 10 out of 10, because then if there's a figure that's better than that figure, well, how else am I supposed to rank it, right? Anywho, like I said, I might be backing myself into a corner with that one just because of how high I'm ranking it, but this one is a pretty damn solid figure at the end of the day. And when it comes down to the Dave Meltzer star rating on this, well, I gave it a 9.6 out of 10. I think a 4 and like 4s and like 3/4, 4 3/4 stars. Is that how I'd fraction that out? I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't the greatest with fractions, but I think that's where we're gonna leave it there. And honestly, I don't really have all that much left to say. So if you guys would like to, feel free to like the video if you guys liked the video. But if you guys did not like the video, well, womp womp, I guess. But if you guys did like the video, feel free to go check out some of my other content. We've got plenty, and I mean plenty of different content. We just reviewed this not even 2 hours ago, though you guys won't see it till like another day from now. We got the ringside exclusive NWO 2-pack. We got another 2-in-1 review with the Chase and the standard Devil MJF figures there. We also got the 3-year unboxing a little bit earlier than my 3 years, but fuck it, who cares? We've got a lot of different stuff. If you guys want to go and check it out, feel free to go and check it out. But if you guys also would like to, feel free to subscribe. After all, it is free to subscribe. And with that being said, we are currently at 414 subscribers. So if you guys would like to, feel free to help us out on our goal to 500 subs. At the end of the day, it doesn't hurt to help a brother out, right? But with all that being said, like I said, I don't really have much else to say. So have a good rest of your night, day, evening, whatever the case may be. I don't know, because I'm not in your time zone, but if I were, I'd probably enjoy it. not as much as I enjoy this Cactus Jack, though, and that is true. It's damn true. But on that note, deuces, ooses, yeet.